Salty Flyer here with another video. Welcome. Here we are in the Salty Flyer Research and Development Lab, otherwise known as my garage. So, super excited, like Christmas for a little kid. I got some boxes in the mail for the 24 Street Glide, and we're gonna put some parts on the bike. And not a how-to video, but just kind of, you can watch a dumb retired guy mess around with some tools and have a laugh. Okay, cool. So, if you heard my first video about the 24 Street Glide, you'll know I absolutely love the bike. I think the styling is awesome. I really do dig it. If I had a complaint, it would be that the license plate mount with the porch overhang nose thing over the license plate looks kind of dumb. But fear not. The good folks from Custom Dynamics have come to the rescue with some parts to help make that look a little bit better. Here we go. So first you get is this guy right here. Let me know if you can see it. So this is the CVO radius license plate frame. It's for the 23.5 CVOs, which were the first ones that had that kind of tail, that kind of license plate frame. So it will work on the 24 Street Glides and Road Glides as well as the CVOs. But they came out with it, so it should fit. So what it'll do is it'll kind of radius the plate, bend it around the fender, real nice, slick, low profile look, which I really think will look good. But you also need this, I think, to be legal, to ride at night at any rate. This is their LED license plate frame. So this is gonna plug in there to replace that one light, because I guess the rules are you gotta have your plate illuminated so that you can see your license plate if you do something stupid at night. I don't make the rules. So from everything it says, it should be plug and play. We'll watch me mess about and see what we get. Let's get started. Okay, so here we are. As you can see, got the plate off, and looks like there's just a little captive reflector piece that's snapped in there, and we'll start getting the rest of this guy off to get that piece in there. So if you look, you can see that underneath here, this is gonna get weird for a second, there should be a plastic frame piece that we're gonna get in there, snap off. That is the weather protection for the plug that connects into that light fixture there, and then we'll start taking the rest of the piece off. So here we are, we've got the plate off. I've taken off a small little reflector piece right here that was just snapped in there, and we're getting ready to remove that. So before we do that, let's take a look at what we got in the kit. Yeah. So there is our radius license plate mount. There's the gaskets that came with it. And then over here is the radius license plate frame. Under the top edge are some LEDs. There's the, I don't know if you can see it there, but there's actually the factory plug. So it should be directly plug and play, and a small hardware bag that came with it. So now we're gonna get in here and try to take this guy off with T25 Torx, and we'll get to work there. Yeah. I think, yeah. There we go. So now we just have to gently, ever so gently, get that plug through the hole there. So there, that was fun. He's off now. So this was the piece in the back. And you'll note there was a little piece there where the plug was clipped to. And you can see here, this was the weather gasket that was fitted right there. So I'm gonna take about a couple of second pause, because I've been riding this bike and you can see it's a little messy. So we're gonna give that a little wipe down with a cloth, and then we'll get ready on the install. There, the Magic of Television, much better. I can also tell you that I had a denim bike previously, and I got to tell you, man, with the gloss finish looks awesome, the gloss black, but I think I go through about 11,000 of those microfiber gloss, and I'm not even the biggest clean freak. This isn't a show bike. I actually ride it. So there's that. So now we've got a nice cleanish surface to begin the install of the license plate frame. All right, so here we are. We're back. And at this point, this comes the tricky bit. So apparently what we got to do, and this may be a time where I just I'll do this off camera, but essentially you've got your license plate frame, the radius license plate mounting bracket, I should say, your frame, and then these two-piece gaskets here, and we got to kind of get all of it threaded through. So that plastic piece I took out is now back under the fender. That's the receiving end. We're going to recycle those two bolts as well that we took out, the T25s. So what I got to do is basically get these two together like this, be able to feed, make sure the light is on the top, feed the wire through, or the plug through, so it gets through that little hole. And there's a little hoo-ya to get it through there, and mount it into that hole. We'll be very careful. And then grow an extra set of hands and try to get this thing fit on there with the plug through the hole. Now, you gotta be careful. I mean, there's powder coat on this. It's a really nice quality piece, but I'm thinking that the powder coat's a little thick at the moment, so I'm gonna have to futz with this a second. So just give me a second to mess with this to get this on there and fit through the hole. After that, it's just gonna be plug up the wire and then reset that black plastic piece. So give me a second to mess with this and we'll go from there. All right. So that was a tiny bit more of a faff than we thought. You needed about 3 hands because the gasket, you had to hold the gasket in place while feeding the wire through and holding the two pieces together so that the license plate frame with the lighting is on. Because I don't think you'd be able to feed it through that hole real well without. Maybe you could, maybe you couldn't. I don't know. I'm following the directions and that's what they said to do. So perfect opportunity, by the way, if you have a young kid that you want to teach to wrench on a motorcycle, this is a perfect opportunity for them to hold the piece, hold the flashlight, and get yelled at. So that's what it looks like. So right now, this is in there kind of loosely. We haven't tightened it down all the way yet. Then we're going to go underneath, and we're going to connect up the wires, put that cover piece back on, then we'll get to mounting the license plate. So that's where we're at right now. I'm making some progress. And getting ready to fit the license plate on, I noticed that it does impinge on the wire just a tiny bit. The directions from Custom Dynamics did say to potentially have to put a little notch so in your plate. So obviously I took a Dremel and just put the tiniest little notch you can imagine right there. We'll see if that's enough and we'll see if we can get that on there. If not, then we'll take more out. That might just work. We shall see. So I'm going to position the plate thusly and try to get the wiring to sit flush and see if I can get it to kind of sit where we want it to be without going too
2 hours later.
Last little bit. Get that guy flushed down. Might be easier. They give you an Allen key, which is very nice of them, but it might be easier with a T-handle, especially if you did a crap job of radiusing the plate. So if I didn't mention that before, use your leg, something, just to get a little bend on the plate, because it's a fiddly kind of job, and if it isn't even a little bit bent, you are going to have a hell of a time getting those brackets lined up behind there. So, but she's on there now. So flushed up. Now we'll do the moment of truth. Turn the bike on and hope the sumbitch lights up. Yahtzee, there she be. Awesome sauce. Lit up, bent, done all the things. Amazeballs. That's it, guys. Great, fun install. Not super hard. Couple of lessons learned. Remember, not a how-to channel, but if it were me, have your kid with you, or something. You need 3 hands. Make sure you radius the plate in advance, and then probably not a bad idea. They powder coat that frame. It's a really nice looking powder coat, but maybe a little bit in the head. So use the screws, or even better, a scrap screw that fits that ties and kind of chase that hole, because it's a little tricky. And maybe use a T-handle, because this included Allen key, not so much. Anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys play around with some of these really cool ideas, and keep the shiny side up. Salty Flyer, we'll see you, man. Bye.